Here's the story of how I started veiling, and I thought I would share it with you while I show you how to wear your veil in different ways. So I had never really thought of veiling before this past year during Lent leading up to Easter. I would go every day to this chapel to pray the rosary, and I would sit and admire our Blessed Mother, wondering how I can be more like her. So on one of those days that I was really sitting there and thinking to myself, what can I do to be more like our Blessed Mother? The word veil pops up into my head. Mind you, at this point I still had no idea about veiling or the true meaning of it, and it was not something that I was looking into. So for the next couple of weeks of going to this chapel every day, every time I would pray, I would just keep on thinking about the word veil. I think a part of me was pushing it back because no one veiled or veils at the parish that I go to every week. But I would go back home at night and I would Google Catholic veils. I would look it up on TikTok to see if other young girls were doing it, and I saw that they did. 1 week later, I go to this prayer day that our priest has organized, and I go up to him and I ask him about veiling, the church's stance on it, what it means, coming from him, obviously. And he tells me something that really stuck with me, which was, it is optional. So it's a choice that fully comes from within. And I had explained to him the word veil that keeps popping up every time I would pray. And he told me that if I'm thinking about it, it would not hurt to try. So he told me you can try once and see how you feel and go from there. So that night I go back home, I order a couple of veils online, and I'm waiting for them to get in here in time for Sunday Mass. And I go to Mass, put on my veil, and I can hear my heart beating in my ears. But I sit down where I always sit, and I can feel this sense of peace and almost intimacy with God. And so I had never felt this way in any Mass up until that day. There was a sense of deep reverence for the Eucharist that I had never comprehended to that extent, we can say, up until I put on that veil. I walk out of Mass and I run to the priest. I'm like, Father, I tried veiling. He said, oh, I didn't see, I should put my glasses on next time. And